Have you ever noticed how the morning sets the rhythm of your entire day? How the first moments, the first breaths you take can either awaken you to purpose or leave you drifting through hours without meaning. It is in these quiet, unobserved moments before the world fully stirs that our hearts are most open and our souls are most receptive. Imagine starting your day with intention, not with endless scrolling, not with distractions, but with something that nourishes your spirit and aligns your heart. Surah Ya-Seen, beloved as the heart of the Qur'an, is not just a chapter, it is a gentle reminder, a guiding light that can anchor your day in mindfulness, in reflection, and in profound connection with your higher purpose. I invite you now to pause for a breath. Close your eyes for a moment and feel the rhythm of your heart. Feel the potential of a day that has not yet been lived. And consider this, what would happen if, before opening your phone or rushing to obligations, you offered your first conscious moments to something sacred, to a practice that shapes not only your day, but the direction of your life? How might your thoughts shift? Your heart soften, your intentions clarify. Surah Ya-Seen begins with letters whose meanings we may not fully comprehend, yet they immediately remind us of the mystery and depth of the divine. There is an invitation here to recognize that life itself carries layers of wisdom, to understand that within every ordinary day, there lies extraordinary guidance, if only we are willing to see it. When we recite this surah in the early hours, we are not just reading words, we are opening a space within ourselves where clarity can enter, where anxiety can dissolve, where purpose can awaken. Consider for a moment the people around you, the friends, the colleagues, the family members. Each one is carrying burdens, hopes, regrets, and dreams, and you too carry your own. The morning before the world calls upon you offers a unique opportunity to tend to your heart, to clear the fog of worry, and to set intentions rooted in love, compassion, and mindfulness. This is why beginning your day with Surah Ya-Seen can be so transformative. It is not a ritual performed mechanically. It is a conversation between your soul and the divine. Each verse is a whisper to your inner self, guiding you toward patience, awareness, and a deeper understanding of your place in this world. Let me share a reflection that I hope touches your heart. Imagine a garden untouched, quiet, waiting to be cultivated. The seeds that fall into that garden in the morning, seeds of gratitude, of hope, of conscious intention, will grow throughout the day. But if the garden is neglected, if the first moments are spent in haste, fear, or distraction, the soil becomes hard and the seeds struggle to thrive. Your heart is like that garden. Surah Ya-Seen nourishes it. It waters it with reflection, with a sense of purpose, and with gentle reminders of your connection to something far greater than the challenges of the day ahead. When we speak of intention, it is not a superficial declaration. It is a profound alignment. It is choosing consciously to orient your thoughts, actions, and even your breath toward what truly matters. And this alignment begins best in the morning, before the noise, before the demands, before the obligations. Take a moment now and ask yourself, what do I want to cultivate today? Peace, patience, clarity, compassion. With each verse of Surah Ya-Seen, allow your intention to anchor in your heart. Let it guide every choice, every word, every interaction, as though your day itself is a reflection of the light that enters in these early moments of spiritual presence. It is natural, of course, to struggle with consistency. Life is demanding and our energy can feel limited. But here is a gentle reminder: transformation is not about grand gestures. It is about small, deliberate steps. One verse in the morning, one pause for reflection, one conscious breath can begin a ripple that carries through your entire day. Over time, these ripples become waves of clarity, resilience, and inner calm. Surah Ya-Seen is not a task. It is a practice of realignment, a tool that allows you to move through your day with heart-centered awareness rather than reactive distraction. I want you to reflect on the power of words, especially words spoken with intention. Each word in the Qur'an carries energy. Each verse can awaken the heart. When you recite Surah Ya-Seen in the quiet of the morning, you are not merely uttering sounds, you are infusing your day with energy that shapes your mood, your mindset, and even the way you respond to challenges. Pause for a moment. Imagine your mind uncluttered, your heart softened, your spirit ready. What could you achieve with even 1 hour of morning clarity, guided by reflection and sacred words? Let's reflect on the story within Surah Ya-Seen itself, a reminder of the messengers, of guidance offered, of hearts that accept or reject the truth. It mirrors our own lives. Each day, we are presented with choices to follow the path of mindfulness and purpose, or to drift along the currents of distraction and haste. Each choice we make, even the smallest moments, shapes the trajectory of our growth, our peace, and our inner alignment. This surah, recited with awareness, invites us to pause before we move, to reflect before we act, and to remember that our lives are sacred, our time precious, and our hearts capable of profound transformation. Consider also the way Surah Ya-Seen touches the soul through its rhythm and flow. There is a cadence, a softness, a musicality that gently moves the heart. It is not meant to be rushed. It is meant to be felt, absorbed, and allowed to resonate. As you recite or reflect upon it, imagine the light of awareness spreading through your mind and your body, dissolving tension, replacing anxiety with clarity, and opening your consciousness to higher guidance. Now, let us gently turn inward. Ask yourself, what distractions am I carrying into my day? What worries are clouding my clarity? What habits are keeping me from living fully in alignment with my purpose? With each reflective pause, let the words of Surah Ya-Seen remind you that your heart is capable of purification, your mind capable of focus, and your soul capable of awakening. This morning practice is a sacred offering, a way to start each day consciously, intentionally, and with a sense of alignment that few other habits can provide. I also invite you to think about gratitude. Even before the sun rises, there are countless blessings surrounding you. Air to breathe, a body that carries you, a mind capable of reflection, a soul capable of connection. When you recite Surah Ya-Seen, pair it with a moment of gratitude. Acknowledge the gift of life, the opportunity to grow, the chance to embody your values in every interaction. Gratitude softens the heart and makes our spiritual practices even more profound. It turns repetition into presence, habit into awakening. Finally, let us contemplate purpose. The recitation of Surah Ya-Seen is not just a spiritual exercise, It is a tool of life transformation. When your day begins with clarity, reflection, and conscious intention, your actions naturally align with your higher purpose. Decisions become, patience grows, resilience strengthens, and a quiet confidence emerges. You no longer react to the world unconsciously. You respond thoughtfully, grounded in awareness, guided by values, and aligned with the divine. So, as you rise tomorrow, I encourage you to embrace these moments. Make Surah Ya-Seen your companion in the morning. Let its words guide your thoughts, shape your intentions, and inspire your actions. Let it remind you that each day is a gift, each breath an opportunity, and each choice a reflection of the life you wish to cultivate. Remember, the garden of your heart blooms with the seeds you plant in the early hours, nourished by reflection, intention, and spiritual presence. Pause once more. Feel the potential that each day holds. Know that transformation is not distant. It is available now in the very moment you choose to recenter, reflect, and reconnect. Begin with Surah Ya-Seen and notice how your day shifts from hurried to mindful, from distracted to intentional, from superficial to profoundly aligned with your purpose. Your heart is listening, your soul is ready, and your life is waiting to be shaped by the conscious, gentle power of morning reflection. As the morning unfolds, imagine carrying with you the quiet strength that arises from beginning your day with Surah Ya-Seen. This strength is subtle yet powerful. It does not shout, but it steadies. It does not demand attention, but it nurtures focus. When your heart is aligned before the world calls upon you, every interaction becomes richer, every decision wiser, and every challenge easier to navigate. You begin to live from a place of presence rather than reaction, and the difference is remarkable. I want to invite you to reflect on the nature of mindfulness. So often we drift through life believing that our time is endless, that tomorrow will give us a chance to start anew. But the truth is that each day is a sacred gift, and the first moments of the morning are the most potent for planting seeds of clarity, resilience, and spiritual awareness. Surah Ya-Seen provides a framework, a gentle, loving framework for these seeds to take root. It is an invitation to step into each day with consciousness, to let your heart guide your mind, and to allow your spirit to illuminate your actions. Let us consider for a moment the challenges you face. Life presents trials, moments of uncertainty, and situations that test your patience and resolve. Yet, when you begin your day rooted in reflection and guided by sacred words, these challenges do not overwhelm you. Instead, they become opportunities for growth, for learning, and for embodying the principles that Surah Ya-Seen gently reminds us of. Trust in the divine, awareness of the present, and the cultivation of good in thought, word, and deed. When your heart is aligned, difficulties are no longer merely obstacles. They are teachers, shaping your character, deepening your faith, and expanding your capacity for compassion. Think now about the notion of intention. Every day, we make countless choices, often unconsciously. What we eat, how we speak, the thoughts we entertain, all these small moments define the quality of our lives. Surah Ya-Seen calls us to examine these choices with humility and awareness. It asks us to consider, am I living intentionally? Am I nurturing the qualities that reflect my higher self? Or am I moving through life on autopilot? By starting your day with this surah, you create a sacred pause, a conscious space to realign your intentions with your values and aspirations. It is a practice of self-respect, of self-awareness, and ultimately of self-transformation. I want to share a reflection that may resonate deeply with you. Imagine standing at the edge of a calm lake in the early morning. The water is still, reflecting the sky, the trees, the world around you with perfect clarity. In the same way, when you start your day with Surah Ya-Seen, your mind can become that lake, still, clear, and reflective. Thoughts settle, emotions balance. Your heart opens to insight and understanding. And just as the lake mirrors the sky, your life begins to reflect the inner clarity and purpose you cultivate each morning. Consider the beauty of repetition in spiritual practice. Reciting Surah Ya-Seen daily does not become monotonous. It becomes transformative. Each repetition deepens your awareness, strengthens your heart, and refines your intentions. It is like polishing a gem. With each gentle touch, the brilliance grows, the imperfections fade, and the light within becomes more radiant. This daily practice reminds us that growth is not instantaneous. It is gradual, patient, and consistent. And in that consistency, we discover an inner peace that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Pause for a moment and reflect on gratitude once more. The surah itself encourages us to contemplate the signs of the divine around us, to recognize blessings we often overlook. Every breath, every moment of health, every relationship, and every opportunity is a sign of life's sacredness. When you recite it in the morning, pair it with this awareness. Let gratitude be the lens through which you view your day. Gratitude does not deny challenges, but it softens the heart, strengthens resilience, and opens the soul to joy even in the midst of difficulty. Now, let us talk about patience. Life often demands it, and yet it is a quality that many of us struggle to cultivate. Surah Ya-Seen reminds us that growth, guidance, and transformation unfold in their own time. By reciting it in the morning, we cultivate a sense of patience within ourselves. We learn to move with intention rather than urgency, to respond rather than react, and to trust the process of life. This patience extends not only to our own journey, but also to our interactions with others, allowing us to navigate relationships with kindness, empathy, and understanding. Reflection is another profound gift of this practice. Each verse invites us to look inward, to examine our hearts, to question our motivations, and to assess our alignment with our higher purpose. I encourage you to ask yourself, what fears am I carrying today? What desires are shaping my decisions? Am I living authentically, or am I allowing external pressures to dictate my actions? These questions, gently held in the light of Surah Ya-Seen, offer profound insights. They illuminate the path toward personal growth, emotional clarity, and spiritual awakening. Let us also reflect on the power of presence. In the morning, before the distractions of the day arrive, we have the opportunity to be fully present with ourselves and with the divine. Surah Ya-Seen anchors us in this presence. Each verse is a reminder that life is happening now, that the moments we often take for granted are precious, and that by being mindful, we can live more fully, more consciously, and with deeper joy. Presence transforms ordinary actions into sacred acts. It turns routine into ritual. It allows our days to unfold with meaning rather than haste. Consider the notion of guidance, which is central to Surah Ya-Seen. Each day presents us with choices, and without conscious reflection, it is easy to drift off course. Reciting this surah in the morning aligns us with divine guidance, helping us navigate our decisions with clarity, integrity, and wisdom. It becomes a compass for the day ahead, reminding us that our actions matter, that our intentions shape our outcomes, and that every moment offers an opportunity to embody our highest values. Now, let us think about resilience. Life will inevitably present challenges. Stress, uncertainty, and moments of doubt will come. Yet, when we begin our day with Surah Ya-Seen, we cultivate resilience, not as a rigid resistance, but as a flexible, centered strength. This resilience allows us to face difficulties with courage, to recover from setbacks with grace, and to maintain inner peace regardless of circumstances. It is a quiet power that grows with each morning of conscious practice. I invite you to reflect on the ripple effect of your morning practice. One morning spent in presence and reflection shapes your thoughts, your words, and your actions throughout the day. One day builds into another, and gradually these moments of intentionality create a life of purpose, alignment, and fulfillment. Surah Ya-Seen, recited with attention and heart, becomes more than a daily ritual. It becomes a life-shaping force. Think, too, of the connection this practice fosters with yourself, with others, and with the divine in a world that often pulls us outward, that demands our attention and energy. The morning recitation is a turning inward, a quiet act of devotion, clarity, and grounding. It reminds us that our inner life matters, that our hearts deserve attention, and that the spiritual dimension of our existence is vital to our overall well-being. Let us gently return to the theme of purpose. Each day offers countless opportunities to act in alignment with our values, to nurture relationships, to pursue growth, and to contribute positively to the world. When your day begins with Surah Ya-Seen, these opportunities are more visible. Your heart is attuned to intention. Your mind is sharpened with clarity, and your actions are informed by awareness. You begin to move through life not by accident, but by conscious design, cultivating a life that reflects the highest version of yourself. I encourage you now to make a commitment, a quiet inward commitment. Tomorrow morning, before the demands of the day arrive, dedicate the first moments to Surah Ya-Seen. Let its words flow through your heart and mind. Let its rhythm calm your spirit. Let its guidance illuminate your choices. Notice how your awareness grows, how your clarity deepens, and how your heart opens to presence, patience, and purpose. And remember, dear friend, and this is not about perfection. Some mornings will be easier than others. Some days, your mind may wander and your heart may feel heavy. But even a few minutes of presence, even a single verse recited with attention can transform your day. The key is consistency, intention, and gentle persistence. With time, you will notice the subtle shifts, calmer thoughts, kinder interactions, greater resilience, deeper connection, and a profound sense of alignment with your higher purpose. As we conclude, I want you to carry this reflection into your daily life. Let Surah Ya-Seen be a companion, a guide, and a source of inspiration. Let it remind you that each day is a sacred opportunity to cultivate awareness, compassion, and intentional living, your life is not merely a series of tasks. It is a journey of the heart, a practice of presence, and an unfolding of your highest potential. Take a final moment to breathe, to reflect, and to set your intention. Feel the light of possibility within you, the quiet strength that comes from starting your day with mindfulness and spiritual awareness. Know that each moment, each breath, each verse is shaping the life you are meant to live. A life of clarity, purpose, and deep inner peace. Let us carry this. Truthful forward transformation begins in the morning, in the quiet moments of reflection, in the gentle rhythm of sacred words, and in the conscious choice to live intentionally. Your heart, your mind, and your soul are ready. The world awaits your presence, guided by the light that begins each day in stillness and awareness. Surah Ya-Seen is more than a recitation. It is a doorway to alignment, a path to clarity, and a source of enduring inner peace. May your days be illuminated by reflection, strengthened by purpose, and enriched by the gentle power of intention. Begin each morning with Surah Ya-Seen and watch how your life transforms, not in grand gestures, but in the quiet, sacred rhythm of a heart attuned to truth, presence, and divine guidance. The journey is gentle, the practice is simple, and the rewards are profound.